this is Janet from Try It, Like It, Create It, and today I want to talk to you about Spectrum Noir markers. I picked up a couple of different packages at my local Tuesday morning, and you can see here from the pricing that the original pricing here was $49.99 and I got them for $19.99. I knew that a lot of people were mentioning these. I just happened to find 4 different packages, and this one is the Brights, and you can see on the back the different colors that are included in the Brights package. And then I also got this floral pack, and same pricing, and to show you the colors that came in the floral pack. And then I got this was a pastel pack, and I have opened it, and I will show you those markers in just a moment. And these are the colors from the inside that are inside. And then the last package I found was this one that's called Essentials, and there are the colors that are included in this package. The few things that I wanted to show you is that once it opened up, it came in 3 trays. So here are the markers. That's a total of the 24 markers. And then also to show you that they are double-sided. And so on one side it has the thicker marker, and then on the other end is a point. And then and I'll quickly show you those. So that is just a regular marker head, marks like so. And then notice the cap, it definitely has a right and a wrong way on, and it snaps in place. And then here is the wedge shape, and you can see that that is considerably larger. Turned on its side, you'll get a thinner mark with that. And once again, it has a cap that snaps on. Now, the one thing that I have noticed different with these than other Spectrum Noir markers is that if you can see here that this one is called Pale Citrus, and it isn't the color coding system. I went to download a coloring chart and found this one. And if we get in here and look closely, you can see that, you know, like here's, let's see, here's the citrus, and we've got, it's like CT1, CT2, and I don't have those numbers for these markers. So this chart would not work for the sets of markers that I have. And I assume that the marker set that I have is an older set. And so what I did was I created the this sheet that you can see has along the top has got, for the pastel package, the Brights, the florals, and then for the essentials. And I went ahead and typed in the names of all the markers and space to test them out, so I'll have a color chart to go with them. And then I've also contacted Spectrum Noir to find out what the coordinating numbers might be for them, and I have not heard back yet. So when I do, I will definitely include that on the chart, and I think that you may find that helpful if you have this set of markers. So working with the pastel set, which is my first column here, and the pen I have in hand here is once again the Pale Citrus, and so all I have to do is find my Pale Citrus on my chart and give that a mark to show what that would look like. So you know, I have quite a few markers here to do this with. I'm not going to show you every single step in doing so, but I just thought I'd start and then come back and show you once I have the chart finished, so that you can see what the colors look like. And we're already starting to see the variations in the greens here. think it's really important to have a color chart so that you know what colors your markers mark, because obviously you can see here with this one, this says duck egg, and you can see you know, they're similar, but that there is definitely a difference between what the marker cap says and how the marker marks itself. So I'm going to continue on with this process, and I will share with you the completed chart as well as give you information for accessing the chart yourself if you're interested. Hi, I wanted to come back and show you what the chart looked like with it all colored in. And as you can see here, I have the pastels, the brights, the florals, and the essentials. Now these four are the only 4 packs that I found at my Tuesday morning. The newer set comes with, I believe, 6 packs of 24. I know one of them is called Dark, so I'm kind of wondering if this version had more sets and they're just not out there. If you have another pack that I don't have and you would like me to create a chart, just send me the list of the names of the markers and I can add another page with some columns for those colors as well. I wanted to point out a few facts that I found in coloring this in, and that for the most part the colors stay true to their names. In almost every instance, what you see here is one stroke of the marker to color it in, and if we take a look at that, what you're looking at here is this is just printed out on an inkjet printer, and then I'm using the marker on top of it. It is cardstock, and I believe it was 80-pound cardstock, so it's not terribly thick, but for bleed through, yes, there was bleed through on the back, but as far as going through to the second page, these were my marks from earlier, so those don't count, but you can see there's just a few bleed throughs. And once again, this was one stroke of the marker. If I had been heavy-handed in marking certain areas, there may have been more bleed through, so I want to point that out. The other thing I wanted to point out is that the only set, the essential set, comes with a blender marker, and that's the only set that had a blender marker in it. To point out a few of the names that I found to be a little odd in the coloring would be like burgundy, which looks more like a brown family to me than a burgundy. Some of, oh goodness, there were a few others. Now that they've dried, they're not as off as I had thought. Some of them are much brighter, like tulip is a much brighter color than I anticipated for tulip. And I'm just looking over here to give you, oh, it was this one, lavender. That looks like more like a pink to me than a purple. And then this one was lilac. Lavender, definitely odd. I would have put that name over here in the purples and given it more of a purple color. So that was probably the one that I saw that was the most off. I'm sorry, I don't know why my camera keeps turning off unless I'm hitting the remote accidentally with my hand, but the last one I was going to point out to you was the eggshell, and that is definitely not an off color because eggshells do come in different colors, but that is not the first color that I think of when it comes to a natural eggshell color. So other than that, the colors look pretty good. There's a few in here like the yellow, green, and meadow that are very similar. The willow and bamboo are extremely close to each other. The other ones, that true blue and cobalt, seem similar to each other. I don't know if they would change more on a different paper, but like I said, this was a cardstock,